What's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Today, we're going to talk about Tom Brady and this divorce, or this potential divorce from his wife. What is her name? Gisele. And it raises a big question about the roles of the household between husband and wife, father and mother, and are you willing to give up who you are to please the other person, or to do what the other person feels that you should be doing? That is a big question in relationships now. And in our community right now, there's this whole, black manosphere, red pill thing going around, thanks to the blowing up of Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, bringing facts to these women about the statistics that are out there. You got women that say they want a 6-figure, high earning man. You got millions of women who want that. Understandable. Probably every woman wants that. But the issue and the thing that he was saying, and it's out there, all you do is look it up yourself. Like only 10% of all men make over 6 figures. The average black man in America makes $40,000. And if you're talking about and now it's saying it's costing $300,000 to raise one child in America. And if you're talking about staying at home, studies show that only 2.1%, it might be in this story, 2.1% of parents, whether it's a man or a woman, 2.1% as of 2021 or 2022 of parents that stay home with the kids, up from 1.5 in 2019 pre-pandemic. You look at stats like that, you would think it would humble some of these women to say, man, maybe I should be looking at something other than money when I choose my man. Which is true. But this does not mean that the guy won't make money. The problem is you're looking for a man who makes so much money at a young age, and you're not willing to work with him and build with him and to see what he can do, because they say the man peaks financially like in his 40s, or start to peak financially in his 40s. It's kind of like a stock market. You put a little bit in every day for the first few years, 10, 15, 20 years, you don't see a whole lot on your return. But once that 15th year hit, your gains start getting bigger and bigger and multiplying, because now you multiplying on big money and not those little dollars that you put in the beginning. It's kind of like the parable of the story of the guy was working for the emperor. He was an artist, and he either made a picture or a statue or something like that. Like the emperor was rich, and all the people in the land was poor. And he said, and he made this great portrait or statue or whatever for the emperor, and the emperor like, I give you whatever you want. You want gold, rubies, this and the third. He was like, no, I want 1 grain of rice today, and I want 2 grains of rice tomorrow, and I want you to continue to double it for 30 days. And the king like, oh hell, I can do that. That ain't nothing. What, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 144. It's like he saw the immediate numbers and was like, oh, I can do that. That ain't nothing. He don't want nothing. By the time the 30 days hit, he owed the artist so much rice. I don't know if he ended up killing him or not, but he owed so much, but it's enough to feed the village. And that's what stock market is. That's what investing in your relationships is about. Sure, I could use like my own story that when like I said, when I first started out on my journey now, I was newly divorced. I had no job, trying to go to school, trying to find work that would kind of coincide with me going to school, that would allow me to take classes and work at the same time. And it was hard. I mean, it was definitely a struggle, to where normally I'd be at a job and I stayed there for a while. Like one job I had like for 10 years. And I wasn't really, wasn't the person that wanted to jump from job to job. But I knew that if I was going to get the degree I wanted, that I was pursuing, and these jobs, I was going to have to jump from job to job. So anyway, I lived off of student loans. That's one reason why I got student loans, because I was trying to go to school and trying to pick jobs, and a lot of jobs wasn't paying enough to pay bills. So the jobs that could pay the bills, the hours were kind of thrown off. And then about that time, I think it was 9/11 that happened. So it was hard to get a job. It was crazy. Like, man, I had like 10, 13 years of experience of a job straight, and couldn't find work. But they were saying that they was afraid that they couldn't pay me enough. I'm like, dude, I ain't making money now. What are you talking about? Anyway, the point is, like I said, living off student loans, living off 401, living off credit cards, struggling, 1-bedroom apartment, going to give it plasma, having a raggedy car. I also had 2 girls that I was trying to be a part of their life every day. But it took a while, but it was a struggle, man. It was sacrifice. It took a while, but once I finally got my degree, now I got options. Now I got a career to where I make decent money, and I can also, if I need to, I can pick up, a part-time job somewhere anytime I get ready, because I got, like I said, I got options. I got that degree. But the point is, you work, and like I said, you work, and things take time to build. A lot of these women are like men too, though. They want to jump into a great situation. The problem is, if you're a woman, want to jump into a great situation with a man, like I said, a lot of times they say that the man's money doesn't peak until he gets in his 40s. If that's the case, you out there playing around, then you say, oh, now I want this guy, I want that guy. It's like, oh, he ain't got nothing. By the time you get old enough to realize, one time you get old enough to find a dude and see a man that got that kind of money, that dude's already taken. You done wasted 20 years of your life waiting on him, but he done moved on. But that's what you wanted, but you just didn't know how to get it. But again, you got women who say they don't want to be controlled. You got women that want to control a relationship, and there's a lot of men that's not going to do that. As a man, most of us are not going to give up our dreams, give up what we want to do or what we're good at, especially if we're good at it now, for anybody. Especially because you think about this. Tom Brady probably going to go down now until somebody else can surpass him, but probably going to go down right now as probably the greatest quarterback in NFL history. The man got 7 championships, probably been in like 12. The man is just an assassin out there on that field. Still playing good in his 40s. Is still playing great. Hell, won a championship, 2 years ago? Went to the playoffs last year. The guy is not a bum. And like I say, it's only so many years that you can play in the NFL. So it's like, if you're still good at something, then you want to do it for as long as possible. The kids are going to be there. If he just plays one more year and that's it, the kids are going to be there. Think about this. The kids, Tom Brady's in his 40s. The man will not play till he's 50. There's no way in the world that he'll be able to play till he's 50. That's something that Gisele has to understand. But let me get to this article first, and then you'll see where I'm coming from. It said Tom Brady announcing retirement again after 2020 NFL season, ? Gisele Bündchen, football quarterback, reportedly looking at a $600 million divorce. Like, damn. NFL star Tom Brady is reportedly focusing on Gisele Bündchen and their kids after the 2022 NFL season. NFL star Tom Brady spent some time off with Gisele and their kids at an ultra-private resort in the Bahamas in an attempt to save their crumbling marriage, a new report claimed. This is Star Magazine, so we don't know how truthful it is or not, but it says sources told Star Magazine in its latest edition that Gisele Bündchen is still fuming about Tom Brady's unretirement and was intent on laying down some ground rules about family time. To recall, the football quarterback shockingly announced in March that he was returning to the field. Now, remember, he retired last year, and now he came back and said that he needs to play, that he's going to play. An unnamed source told the entertainment news outlet Gisele was stressed out and concerned about Tom's change of heart. It caused tension in the marriage for sure. Divorce speculations have been plaguing Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen marriage for quite some time now. As a matter of fact, the football player initially left the NFL in a desperate bid to save his marriage. In 2020, Tom Brady shockingly revealed to Howard Stern that Gisele Bündchen was unhappy with the state of their relationship and that she was resentful because she is doing all the work at home while he was out playing football. This woman's worth so much money, it's ridiculous. I mean, think about it. I think Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, probably has ruined it for a lot of guys. Because you remember that dude, he would catch helicopters to go pick up his kids from school, take them to events and stuff like that. Being a part of, being all a part of their lives as much as possible, which I can understand because I would try to do the same thing. I would do the same thing if I was able to. Especially not all of them. I think 2 of his kids by Gisele and one's by his old girlfriend, whatever. But Tom Brady is probably just not a stay-at-home dad that stay at home and do a bunch of at-home daddy stuff. The thing about it is, you knew this when you married him. You knew who he was. He was a football player. For a man to be this great at what he does, he has to spend a lot of time practicing and studying and probably away from the house. You know that a lot of these professional athletes get divorced once their career is over with. You ever wonder why? They can do a study on that and see what the issue is. Maybe they can't get along. Maybe the man is like, man, I'm gonna find something else to do. Because I also take in mind that you'll notice when people work at a job to do something for a long period of time and then years, but then after they retire, they dead in like 2-3 years because they don't have nothing to live for. They stop doing stuff and they're just getting depression and die. You got to think about stuff like that. And then when you're talking about a man in his 40s, such as myself, want to leave a legacy. That's what we want to do. We want to be remembered for greatness. Now, he's already remembered for greatness, but maybe he doesn't have a plan after football. He feels that as long as he can still play, he's going to continue to break records. He wants to go down as the greatest. You're talking about a guy who was a 6th-round draft pick, probably has a major chip on his shoulder, bigger than what Michael Jordan still has. Very competitive, and you want him to walk away from the game when he still is able to play at a high level to come watch the kids. Like I say, the kids ain't going nowhere. I feel that she needs to just sacrifice just that one more year. Now, if they made a promise and then he said, if they made a deal saying, hey, that'll be his last year, and he promised and he came back and he played, and then at the end of the year he retired, but then he messed around and said, hey, I'm going back one more year. I can understand her frustration, because it's like, you do got to draw the line. But that would be his fault, because he should have never said that. He should have said, we'll see, I'm going to play again, and we'll see how I feel at the end of the year. I may retire, I may not. I'm not sure. So who knows how that conversation went. So it says, divorce speculations have been plaguing Tom Brady and Gisele marriage for quite some time now. As a matter of fact, the football player initially left the NFL in a desperate bid to save his marriage. She said, quote, the athlete at the time divulged, she's sitting there going, well, when are you going to do things for the house? When are you going to take the kids to school and do that? So I needed to make a change in that. So it looks like he did say that's what he was going to do. He just reneged on it. Any hope Tom Brady was finally going to start pulling his weight was dashed when he announced that he was not giving up football for good. The couple allegedly had a massive blowout fight. An unidentified insider claimed there were some very difficult conversations. Gisele wound up accepting Tom's decision, but only if he promised a work-life balance. Tom Brady clearly won, but not before Gisele issued a stunning ultimatum. The couple, as per Star Magazine, could be looking at a $600+ million divorce. Like, damn. A Tatler shared that's what the recent trip to the Bahamas was ultimately about. Tom is showing Gisele that he puts her and the kids first and that he's willing to put football on hold for the family to enjoy time together. Gisele Bündchen reportedly had some high expectations for Tom Brady, a source says. They're going to make time for date nights this season, and Tom told her he'll turn off his phone and stop answering texts and non-urgent calls once he's home from practice. He'll be helping the kids with their studies too, and they're arranging family nights where they all can take turns picking movies. The model, who is a very hands-on mom, is reportedly also insisting on family dinners whenever possible. The insider explains cooking and eating together is a big thing for the whole family, no matter how much wealth and status they have. I can understand that. She's a model. She's probably giving up her career, probably upset about that. Feel some type of way about giving up her career for the family. And probably feel Tom Brady should do the same thing. He's a man of the house. You can go out there and make that money. But she got a lot of money too. I think she, at one point, had more money than him. So, money ain't the issue. It's the family time. It's the man put down the helmet and the cleats and come spend time with your kids. You've been lucky enough not to have no injuries that turn you to a paraplegic or be disformed. You're still able to be active in your kids' life, and your kids are probably at the age to where they do need him around. They're probably in activities, and he probably does need to be around more, because there is an age like in a child life where you really got to be there for them and show them that, show them the love that they need. Because tweens, early teenagers, them son guns are bad at school. You know what I'm saying? But that's the time in their life where they're trying to find themselves, really, And that's where, parents really need to be there to hone them kids and keep them in line. Some close to Brady suggests that Gisele Bündchen puts an insane amount of pressure on him. Matissa claimed his teammates tease him about being on a tight leash. Following their family getaway, Tom has allegedly been laughing off the implication that he's bossed around off the field. In a former share, he figures it's a small price to pay. These days, he's all about the happy wife, happy life. I don't believe that. I believe happy spouse, happy house. Because happy wife don't always know what the heck she wants. Period. She knows she won't, but I think she's tired. She's going to say she's tired. She's going to say that she needs help around the house raising the kids. Want him around, like I say, money. She's okay. Like I said, they do got enough money. They're financially stable. Why can't he stay home? And let's do the family thing. But I think he does need to find something to do after football, because if he sits around the house and does nothing, I don't think he'll be happy. He's going to always have a competitive fire that he's going to need to deal with. And I don't think she'll be able to handle that to the point where they'll eventually get divorced anyway. Gisele Bündchen reportedly may soon have a reason to celebrate. The Tatler added that Tom is likely to announce his retirement again, saying, and this time he really means it. He believes he owes it to himself and the fans to enjoy his final swan song, but Gisele and the kids still mean the world to him. Both Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen have yet to comment on the claims that they are heading to a $6 million divorce. So avid supporters of the couple could take all these unverified claims with a huge grain of salt until everything is proven true and correct. Yeah, so I'm sure it's got to be hard for him, man. You know, like I say, as a man, you the man and you want to stay the man. I haven't seen a high value, high caliber athlete in recent years that I can recollect who retired from the game and then just stopped doing anything. Deion Sanders, he retired. This dude tried to open up schools. He's coaching. He's announcing games. Emmitt Smith got into real estate, announcing games. I think his son playing for Stanford right now. I think ran like an 87-yard touchdown yesterday. Who else? Troy Aikman. I mean, car lots. I forgot he got some other businesses that he does too. I think he got a beer, I think now. Herschel Walker is throwed off his ears. I think he got a beef company and he ain't trying to get into politics. So Bo Jackson, same thing. I think Bo Jackson is sell beef and get and announce college games and stuff. So a lot of these guys do, like I said, once they retire, they don't just stay at home and do nothing. Hell, even Kobe Bryant retired and he was, still in his kids' lives, but he had, companies that he was trying to, dealing with tech-wise or whatever. So it's just, he's just gonna have to find something after football. I can understand him wanting to being the man and wanting to stay the man and run, and be in control of his house. I get it. But bro, you still got to find something to do, because if not, again, you're gonna eventually be divorced regardless. Because y'all are not gonna be getting along with each other. You ain't gonna enjoy what you're doing, and you're just gonna make her life miserable too. And that's gonna cause problems. But he still has to be Tom Brady, and she has to respect that. She just can't say give up football and stay home. You just can't say stay home and watch the kids. That is nothing. I mean, not minimalizing and saying that it's not worth, it has no value, because it does. But again, you help with the kids and then they go home, then what you gonna do? And then they go to school during the day, what you gonna do? Sit at home twiddling your thumbs all day? Don't come with problems, come with solutions. Come with something that can that he can replace football with. Because he may want to be an announcer. He may want to do some coaching. He may want to do more than just help the kids at home and tuck them in bed, then what? Yeah, he'll be with you and y'all can spend time together, go out for dinners, family dinners, do family time, but what is he gonna do during the day when everybody, I don't care what you want, I don't care who you are. Nobody wanna sit there and look at another person all day, every day, for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not doing nothing. That's some fantasy, romantic novel bullcorn. And even in soap operas, they don't even do that. Even in soap operas, Victor Newman had ran a company, and his kids too. And nobody sitting at home with all that money and did nothing. So it's not feasible. Anyway, tell me what you think. Me personally, Tom Brady going, like I say, if he can make it through the year, play his final year, in the meantime, and I'm sure there are people out there that are willing to give Tom Brady a job, to do something to keep his competitive juices going. Hell, that man might end up being part owner of an NFL team. It's quite possible, but I don't think he just should quit football cold turkey and do nothing. As a man, he has to do something else. In these later years in life, man don't want to just sit around and do nothing. This is just the beginning. This is like the start of his new life. And in his new life, he don't want to just sit around and do nothing. Like I say, he want to be competitive. He want to do something. Maybe he can take up fishing or golf or something. I don't know. But myself, I couldn't be home all day. Couldn't do it. Not 24/7. I get bored, get lazy. Like I say, I get irritable, and I people wouldn't be happy around me. So anyway, tell me what you think. Leave your comment below, and then share it with the world. And with that, I'll leave you in peace, and I will see you on the other side.